Tech industry continues to slash jobs as companies look to tighten spending and invest more in artificial intelligence. Snap says it's laying off 10% of its workforce, while companies like Okta and DocuSign are each laying off around 400 employees. For more on this is Sarah Needleman. She's a reporter at the Wall Street Journal. So on one hand, Sarah, you've got the economy, the market doing exceedingly well. Companies are doing well themselves. So people are wondering why, if the company is profitable and making money and reporting high earnings, are they laying people off?
Well, there are a myriad of factors behind the layoffs, which have been pretty brutal. But AI is definitely part of it. Companies are bracing for more automation, and so they won't need as many workers necessarily, and still trying to figure that out. But they're bracing for that. They're also dealing with higher interest rates and borrowing expenses, or making it harder to borrow cash. And then there's still some employers that are dealing with the they overhired during the pandemic, and they're still trying to figure that out. You have companies that maybe a deal didn't go through, or they did an acquisition, which is a common reason. You have duplication. So there are a number of factors, but mostly it is the belt tightening that you mentioned.
So, sometimes when we have a conversation about the tech industry, we use this like that overarching category, but really we're talking about businesses that provide different types of services.
Yeah, that's true.
We throw Amazon in there, Snap's in there, but they're different beasts. Yep. And so when the three that you listed off, Snap, DocuSign, and Okta, I thought, well, they're really different. And I thought DocuSign and Okta, I could see AI taking a lot of jobs.
It already feels
right?
like it's AI.
It is
the way
basically,
I use Okta,
yeah, totally.
Right?
It's like offering us an AI service. You could see, behind the scenes, AI kind of stepping in. Maybe not Snap necessarily because it's a social media. There's a lot of talk about the management of social media and the content, and maybe you need more actual human eyeballs. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, my question to you is, I want to get your take on how we talk about tech layoffs, and if we're really if we're talking about the tech industry or just certain companies.
I do think we are talking more broadly about the tech industry, and the AI is a major driver of these layoffs. But again, it's also these other different factors that make some layoffs a little bit different than others. Mm-hmm. But the companies have talked about trying to be leaner and more efficient, and that's AI is part of that because of the automation aspect. So it's not exactly one reason across the board, but collectively we're seeing this general movement toward more efficiency. Mm-hmm. And also the stock prices, analysts have outlooks, and companies want to meet those outlooks, and sometimes they have to, when they do layoffs, that helps improve the stock price. So there are a lot of different things that are going on that account for what's happening. Right. But the general picture is this tightening of the belt.
Take us through the decisions that tech companies made during the pandemic. Were they growing too fast? Were they adding too quickly?
Yeah, a lot of them admitted that they've overhired. They took on some of these moonshot projects that now we're saying didn't work out. And so they're letting go some of those people and moving on from those projects and just being leaner. And, those were really boom times for some of these companies. People are spending so much time online at home, and they needed the staff at the time, but things have changed. And so businesses are adjusting.
All right, Sarah, thank you very much.
My pleasure.